Hello and Happy New Year to you all. Many of the UK's castles have a long and bloody history. It is no surprise that many castles are said to be haunted, and here in the UK we are not short of castles. Let's take a look at some of the most haunted castles in the UK. Chillingham Castle was voted the UK's most haunted castle. As the name suggests, it's sure to send a chill down your spine. The castle has a dark and bloody history. Battles, mass slaughter, executions and torture, just to name a few. Dating back to 1344, the castle has remained in the same family bloodline, the Earls Grey. Chillingham Castle is said to have the highest level of paranormal activity. The poet Longfellow describes the castle as the following: "All houses in which men have lived and died are haunted houses. Through the open doors the harmless phantoms on their errands glide, with feet that make no sound upon the floors." Let's take a look at just a few of the castle's ghostly residents. Perhaps one of the most famous ghostly resident is the Blue Boy. According to legend, the Blue Boy appears at the strike of midnight. Reports suggest that a child can be heard in distress. The chilling sound appears to come from within the walls. The cries fade away and a light appears near the bed. Witnesses describe seeing a boy dressed in blue, hence the nickname the Blue Boy. In 1920, workmen discovered bones of a young boy in the walls. Fragments of blue fabric was found near the skeleton. Another well-known apparition is the pantry ghost. In the inner pantry, a frail figure dressed in white is said to appear. Historically, this is where the silver was stored, and a footman would guard it throughout the night. The lady in white appeared looking very pale. She begged for water. The footman, thinking it was one of the guests, turned to fetch the water, when he realised that he was locked in and no visitors should have been able to enter the pantry. The pale figure is often still seen begging for water. Mondstadt Castle has said to have belonged to the Pennington family since 1208. The castle once gave shelter to King Henry VI in 1464 after the Battle of Hexham. As a gift, he left a glass drinking bowl, and it is now known as the Luck of Mondstadt. The tapestry room is said to be one of the most haunted rooms in the castle. There have been frequent reports of the sounds of a crying baby and soft singing. It is believed that the room used to be a nursery. Witnesses often describe the door handle rattling at night, the sound of footsteps, dark shadows, and the feeling of someone sitting on the bed. A more sinister apparition is the ghost of Tom Skelton. Tom was a jester and was known as Tom Fool. He died in the 1600s. He was said to have been involved with the beheading of a local carpenter, whose only crime was to fall in love with Sir Pennington's daughter. Tom is believed to still reside in the castle today. He attributes to the more sinister activities that occur here. He is often felt and heard, but never seen. Dover Castle is a medieval castle and was founded in the 11th century. It has been described as the key to England due to its defensive significance throughout history. Records say the site goes back since Saxon times, and a Roman lighthouse still stands within its walls. This glorious castle has a reputation for being haunted. Let's take a look at some of the ghostly residents. One apparition is of a headless drummer boy. The boy was said to have been murdered during an errand which involved a large sum of money. The boy is often seen around the castle grounds banging his drum. Often, visitors witness the presence of the ghosts of World War II soldiers. They are often seen or heard going about their duties. It is believed that an American couple heard violent cries and thought it was a reenactment event that was taking place within the castle. They were surprised to discover that no such event had taken place. Another story involves a camera crew hearing a piercing scream coming from the battlements above, almost as if someone had dived over the edge to their death. The camera crew jumped for cover, thinking someone may have been falling towards them. There are many unknown apparitions sighted in the tunnels under the castle. The ghost of a mysterious lady is seen crying near the west stairway. She is seen wearing a red dress. Pengas Castle is believed to be Cornwall's most haunted castle. The Pengas family have resided here since the 12th century. The Pengas family lost many during the plague, and the only remained heiress entered into a marriage, which resulted in the creation of the Tudor Towers. Right, enough about the history, let's look at some of the strange occurrences here. With over 20 known ghosts that haunt the castle, we are not short of ghostly tales here. An apparition of a monk is one of the most sighted apparitions here. The monk is sighted around the forest and wears a wide-brimmed hat. The monk is said to have been murdered by the lord of the manor in the 14th century. Remember those Tudor towers? The Dark Lord of Pengas, the creator of the Tudor Towers, is believed to have dabbled in black magic. People have said he once summoned a demon on the roof of the towers. There has been a dark presence ever since. His ghost is often sighted at the towers. Guests are often woken in the middle of the night to find a ghostly woman looking out the window. After a few moments, she clutches her stomach in agony and lies down on the bed. The ghost of a young girl who died after being blown over the edge of the battlements by a strong gust of wind is said to try and push people she dislikes over the edge. Glamis Castle has been the ancestral seat to the Earls of Strathmore and Chillingham since 1372. The castle was once inspiration for William Shakespeare's famous Macbeth. Famous visitors include Mary, Queen of Scots. There are said to be many ghosts that reside here. Stirring from a barred window and sporting terrible injuries is said to be a ghostly apparition of a woman with no tongue. There is also reports of a ghost of a young page boy who haunts the sitting room. He was said to be mischievous and often punished frequently. He would often sit on a stone seat to think about his wrongdoings. One harsh winter night, everyone retired and had forgotten to dismiss the boy. He remained seated, and it is said he froze to death during the cold night. His ghost still haunts the castle today. He is known for causing mischief and will often use his foot to trip up unexpected visitors. The chapel is haunted by the Grey Lady. She is said to be the ghost of Janet Douglas, wife of John VI, Lord Glamis. Following the death of her husband, Janet married Archibald Campbell and brought him to reside in the castle. James V had a vendetta against the Douglas clan. In spite, James accused Janet of witchcraft. On July the 17th, 1537, she was burned at the stake. Her ghost is seen kneeling in prayer at the chapel. This is just some of the ghostly tales here at Glamis Castle. There are just so many haunted castles to uncover in the United Kingdom, and this is just a small selection. Let me know in the comments below if you have had the frightful pleasure of visiting one of these castles. I hope you've enjoyed watching, and I will see you again soon with another ghostly tale.